Hello students, let's read poem Dust of Snow. This poem is written by Robert Frost. Robert Frost is well-known poet and we have already read many poems like Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, Birches, as well as two poems in your syllabus. One is Dust of Snow and another is Fire and Ice. So here, before I explain this poem, I would like to speak summary of this poem. So here in this poem, the poet describes a very simple happening in very simple words. He tells us that sometimes even a small incident may prove to be very significant or important in our life, and it can change our idea. Maybe sometime we are in very negative mood, we are very sad, but suddenly something happens in our life that totally changes our view to life. So let's begin the poem Dust of Snow. This poem is written in two small stanzas and each stanza is having 4 lines. I would like to read the first stanza first. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Second stanza. Has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. So, in the first stanza, we have seen the poet, the persona who is speaking here. He is telling us that the way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, means poet tells us that how a crow shook down the branch of the tree, and then because of the movement of the crow, the dust of snow, dust here means that is the small particles of the snow or flakes. Poet knowingly used word dust instead of flakes, that spread over the poet who was sitting or standing under a hemlock tree. So what is given here कि जो पोइट है वो हेमलक ट्री क्या होता है? अ पॉइजनस प्लांट विद स्मॉल वाइट फ्लावर्स. तो पोइट हेमलक ट्री के नीचे खड़ा है जहाँ वो बैठा है. व्हाट हैपन्स? द वे, जिस तरीके से वहाँ एक क्रो आया और उसने आकर क्या करा? शुक डाउन मीन्स क्रो आकर उस हेमलक ट्री की किसी ब्रांच पे बैठा, तो उसके बैठने से जहाँ मे बी किसी भी तरीके से क्रो के आने से, जाने से, जहाँ हिलने से वो जो ब्रांचेस थी ट्री की वो हिली, और उनके हिलने से वहाँ पे डस्ट ऑफ स्नो, वो जो स्नो पड़ी थी, वो जो ट्री स्नो से कवर था, वो फाइन पार्टिकल की फॉर्म में पोइट के ऊपर आकर गिर गए. एंड व्हाट हैपन्स इन द नेक्स्ट स्टैंजा? हैज़ गिवन माई heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. And what happens? Due to the movement of the crow, snow sprinkled, or we can say it is falling over the poet. So what happens? Has given my heart a change of mood, means कि बर्फ जो स्नो थी, सॉरी, उसका पोइट के ऊपर गिरने से पोइट का मूड चेंज हो गया. एंड सेव्ड सम पार्ट ऑफ अ डे. उस दिन में भी पोइट उदास था, उसका सारा दिन अच्छा नहीं गुजरा था. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ही इज़ इन द सैड मूड. तो जब स्नो उसके ऊपर गिरी तो एकदम से जो थोड़ा सा टाइम उसके पास बचा था उस दिन का, वो सेव हो गया, मीन्स वो उदासी से नहीं गुजरा. पोइट का मूड फ्लक्चुएट हो गया, उसका मूड चेंज हो गया सैडनेस से हैप्पीनेस की तरफ. of a day I had rued. Poet पहले पूरा दिन उदास था. Rude here means held in regret. जैसे पछतावा होता है किसी कोई भी काम जो हमारे अकॉर्डिंगली नहीं होता, जहाँ हमसे कोई गलती हो जाती है तो हम उस पर पछताते हैं. तो पोइट भी ऐसे मूड में था, बड़े ग्लूमी मूड था. तो जब पोइट ने देखा कि क्रो की मूवमेंट से बर्फ़ स्नो उसके ऊपर आकर गिरी है, तो स्नो के गिरने से पोइट के हार्ट में चेंज आया, उसका मूड चेंज हो गया और उसको अब वो दिन अच्छा फील हुआ जो थोड़ा सा पार्ट उस दिन का बचा था. सो दीज आर द टू स्टांजास. सिंपल पोएम. सी, सिंपल हैपनिंग इन लाइफ कैन चेंज आवर मूड. Sometimes negative points, negative happenings give us a positive view to the life. तो पोइट ने इस छोटी सी घटना से हमें ये कहने की कोशिश करी है कि हमें कभी भी नेगेटिविटी को लेकर उदास नहीं होना चाहिए. कई बार कोई छोटी सी हमारी लाइफ में ऐसी घटना आती है जिसको हम पहले इग्नोर करते हैं और वो चीज़ से हमें एक अच्छी होप दिखाई देती है. सो लेट्स सी सम अदर इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग्स रिगार्डिंग द पोएम. राइमिंग स्कीम. क्रो, मी, स्नो, ट्री. सो क्रो एंड स्नो आर द सेम वर्ड, सो वी कीप ए. Parrot, me and tree, B. So rhyming scheme is here A, B, A, D. Next second stanza here, heart, part, mood, rude. So it is your wish you continue C, heart and part, and D, mood and rude. So C, D, C, D. So this is the rhyming scheme of the poem. Besides it, let's talk about some literary devices. First of all, I would like to talk about alliteration. Alliteration, you know it very well. So here we will see in this line, has given my heart. So H, her sound is repeated. So this is alliteration. Next we will see here last line, of a day I had rued. So which letter is being under repetition? D, D, D. So the sound is repeated, but sometimes it is in the beginning of the word, sometimes at the end. Anywhere when one letter is repeated, so it is consonance. This is called consonance literary device. Then we have seen enjambment. It is a new maybe device for you. Enjambment means when one sentence starts, begins, but without any punctuation, it ends at a long distance. So we have seen from the first line, second, third, no punctuation marks is used, and at the end we have seen here full stop. So this is called enjambment, and in both the stanzas this literary device is used. Besides it, we will see here in the poem, the poet has used the word crow, hemlock, dust. These are negatively used. Crow is not considered as a good omen, it is considered bad. But here the movement of the crow brought falling of the snow, and it also brought the change to the poet's mood. And another thing, hemlock. Hemlock tree is considered a poisonous tree, but here it also gives a good chance to the change of the mood of the poet. So we should keep in mind that sometimes small happenings, even negativity, gives us hope to life. So little things can do wonder. So in the whole poem, Dust of Snow, Robert Frost gives us a positive message. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.